Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Welcome to episode 48 of the More in You podcast. I'm so excited today. Guess what? I have a wonderful guest in the house. She's a sister. I'm just so excited. And I'm gonna do a reveal. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Are we ready? Let me introduce my guest. Yay, I have
Hello,
Feyikemi Oyewole
hello.
today.
So good to be here. Thank you
So
so
good
much
to
for
have you.
having me. Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm so
It's been,
excited.
yeah, number 48. Wow,
I know. I was
that's
just thinking, I'm like, Lord,
incredible.
I know
That's
it's funny. You
incredible,
start it and you don't even realize how many.
Exactly.
And as
Yeah,
last week I was doing 47, I was like, 47. How did I get here? Because
that's
that's 47 weeks.
incredible.
So this is the 48th week. And
Wow.
some days I don't even feel like recording. But
Oh my God.
thank
I
God.
know. I feel you. I know how it is, honestly.
But thank God,
Wow,
yes, this is
wow.
number 48. We are
Number
so
48.
excited.
That's so amazing. Well done. And thank you for doing this. Honestly, thank you.
It's a pleasure. It's such a pleasure to me because I also get blessed. I'm also
Mhm.
growing even in doing even
Exactly.
this
Exactly.
episode.
That's very
So,
true. Yeah.
so before we jump into our conversation today, we're going to be talking about 5 awesome ways to get intentional about transformation. Because
Amazing.
let me actually I'm going to read your bio so as my listeners, people watching, kind of have an idea of who my guest is. I like to read
Okay.
bios. And then I'll get you to informally introduce yourself. But let me read your bio
Thank
first.
you.
So Feyikemi works with an international organization and at her leisure is a life transformation and youth leadership coach. In addition, she is an author of books with a passion for impacting marriages using biblical principles. She strongly advocates the fruit of the Holy Spirit as the force that makes relationships endure, flourish, and thrive. I love that.
Yeah.
She's a strong advocate of inner peace and contentment. She uses her platform inspiration with Hannah to teach that life comes in seasons. Thus, she helps people understand that these seasons could be joyful, challenging, or extremely difficult. She encourages that in whatever season life places you, you should take 3 important steps. Embrace it, see God in it, and learn from it. She's the founder. She's the founder and president of Youth Hot, an active NGO where teenagers and youth are groomed to grow into and become resourceful, impactful adults. Wow. She holds a bachelor's degree in international relations from Feyikemi Oyewole University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria, and a master's degree in human resource management from the University of the West of England, Bristol, United Kingdom. She's a devoted wife and proud mother to 3 adorable boys.
Boys.
Welcome, Feyikemi.
Yes. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
We have that in common. We both have 3 boys, just as my own. I now
Yes.
want of a girl.
But me, thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh no, I know. I
Oh
know about
no.
it. If I was telling my husband yesterday, I was telling him, I said, if I know what I know now, I'm sure I'd have had 2 children.
Children.
I said, nobody tells you about the work that is involved. There's so much
Yeah,
involved.
it's a lot of work. Yeah,
It's
it's a
a
lot
lot
of
of
work.
work. So I've read that long bio. Now I'm going to ask you to
Yes.
informally introduce yourself, please.
Talk about myself. Okay. I think it's important to let people know that I live in Geneva, Switzerland. I didn't have that to my,
If I have to come
yes.
and visit you, because you know why?
Yes.
My son, I think it was a year ago, he
Yeah.
brought this beautiful, it was a reel
Okay.
on Switzerland, and we couldn't get over that reel. We kept on playing it. It
Wow.
was so beautiful. And then
Beautiful.
I said to him, let's add it to our bucket list.
List,
So
yes.
we,
You should
so we
come.
added it to our bucket list.
You
And then
should
2 weeks ago, he
come.
was showing me another one. Mommy, remember? I said, why is it that you keep on going about Switzerland? I think you really want to go. So we've
You
added it to our
should.
bucket list.
Yes, you should, and you will enjoy it. You should come. I think people don't really come to Switzerland. It's not people don't really see that.
People associate it with cold, with that it's cold. Maybe
Yeah,
that's why.
yeah, but it's very good. So I live in Geneva, Switzerland. I work here. I'm here with my family, and I think I love to see myself now, to describe myself now as a transformation evangelist.
Hmm.
because that's all I am about in my life. I have a mandate. I believe I have a mandate to teach transformation. And when we are talking about transformation, I'm not talking about just transformation. I'm talking about all around transformation. And this is why you will hear me talk about marriage. You will hear me talk about youth leadership, right? You will hear me talk about challenges of life and seasons of life, right? You will hear me talk about growth, because all of these things, they are what, embeds what transformation is all about. So what I say to people is that people should not see, or you should not see transformation in one aspect of your life alone, but you should see transformation in every aspect of your life. And so this is what I preach. And I have a scripture, a scriptural mandate, Romans 12:2, that says that be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind, right? Of your mind. So I think that's all about me. That's all I would say.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting. Can you share 2 fun facts about you, please?
Okay. So I love exploring food. I'm a foodie. I love eating. It's so bad. I love eating so much. I love exploring different types of food. I don't think there's something I cannot eat, even if it is to taste. I love it. So when I travel, I try to make sure that wherever I travel to, I explore the food. And even where I live, when I want to go to a restaurant, I don't go to the same restaurant all the time. Of course,
so
I have a
food.
Exactly. I have a favorite restaurant, but then I'll go online and be like, oh, which one I've not been to? Then I'll start looking, what's the list? If I've not been there, I want to go there. I want to see what the food tastes like. And I remember one day I was at work and someone called me to say hello, because we use Cisco, so we see each other when someone is calling. When the person called, I was like, I don't know this person. I saw the name, and then I picked up the phone and I was like, okay, hello. And she said, oh, someone asked me to speak to you about a nice restaurant to visit. I'm like, hey.
Everybody already knows.
Everybody already knows that I like food. I'm like, oh my God. And then I gave her a list.
Oh, wow.
So I love food, yeah. So I love exploring food. And then the second thing is I love seeing historical documentaries. I love it so much. Even though they make me, cry a lot, it doesn't matter. I just love history. I love knowing what has happened in the past. And to me, it's fun. So, yeah. So those are the 2 things that I think that I can share that are fun about me. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. It's interesting. I always love to ask that question because you find people, it's such a variety. People have different things that you want to do. That's interesting.
Yeah. And it changes sometimes because it changes. I think if you ask me in the last 10 years, I might say reading. I will say reading. I'm watching movies.
But you've evolved as well.
I've evolved as well. So yeah, it changes.
Thanks for sharing that. So today we're talking about 5 awesome ways to get intentional about transformation. So you've kind of mentioned, what transformation is, a little bit about it. But even if I ask you, what started you off on this journey of being a transformational coach? What started you on this journey of transformation? Because it must have been maybe your life, and then now because you've got results, now you begin to help other people as well.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. I love what you said because, it's been a journey. And I think it was when I moved to Switzerland and things were not the way, my family expected it to be. And, things were so tough and, there was no job and all these things. And, we just had, a very, very tough time. And I began, encouraging other people. So at that time, I wouldn't really have people to talk to, because it's so really hard to pour out your mind to people. Of course, I have friends. I have one friend that will talk all the time. And I remember that I even told her that I wanted to come back to the UK. And she said, oh, no, Feyikemi, you cannot come back to the UK. You have to stay with your husband, because my husband was the one living in Switzerland. So I got married to him. And then later I had to move. And then I had to come to a country where they speak French. We speak French in Switzerland.
Oh, they speak French. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's French. My children.
Oh, wow.
So if you ask me, my children's first language is French.
French.
So English is even their second language, right? So we speak French, and and it was so
That's a
tough.
big barrier for you with
Oh
English
my
speaking.
God. Even when
Yeah.
I say bonjour to people, like they find like an
The
offense
accent.
in the way, in the accent. It was so bad. Even like people that are blacks like me would try on end them to correct me. And they would tell me there's a way you pronounce R. And I can't pronounce
And
R.
then you have the R factor.
Oh my God. And everything, all together, it was amazing. And then I'll begin to end. So even me with everything I was going through, then I started encouraging people. Maybe somebody new moved to town, I'll be like, oh, I went through this, I went to that, and then I'll start encouraging people. And then before you know it, there was this gospel TV that started in Geneva, and they called me that they wanted me to start giving people word of hope. So
Wow.
exactly, so I will share word of hope on their programs, and then I started inspiration with Hannah. That was when I started.
That's
Then
it.
I
Wow.
then that was when I say that life comes in seasons. This season,
Seasons.
because this is what I've been through. Because I looked at my life, the past. When I was in the UK, I never knew that down the line I'll be going through everything I was going through,
Yeah.
right? When you are at the university, you see the future, it's so bright.
Yeah.
When you finish, you see the future, it's so bright. When I was doing my master's in the UK, I
It
see
was exciting.
exactly, and then I got a job, then I got married and everything. And then then I said, wow, this is a season I have never seen before. So then I will say to people that life comes in seasons. And these seasons could be joyful. There are times that they will be very joyful. There are times that they will be challenging, and there are times that they will be extremely difficult. But in whatever season life places you, take 3 important steps. 1, embrace it. This is happening. It is happening, whether we like it or not. So embrace it and enjoy it, like you said. Then see God in it. God, what is in this season for me? What is the message? What message are you trying to pass across to me? What are you trying to tell me? And then learn from that season, right? And that was how I started it. And then when this kind of things happen, it's because you're yearning for transformation.
Yeah.
It's because you wanted something to happen in your life. It's because you wanted growth, rebirth. You want a reviver, right? So to me, that was the journey. That was what brought me here, and that is the reason why I start, preaching, teaching, mentoring, and coaching, about transformation. Yeah.
Wow, that's a powerful point you just shared. And actually, that leads me to the question I was going to ask, but now it's like, can I even ask this question? The question says that does transformation choose us, or do we choose transformation?
I love that question. We choose it. And listen to this. And I want everybody to listen carefully to this. We choose transformation first. Because you choose it because you look at your life and you say to yourself that things cannot keep going on like this. I want a change. Now, transformation all the time is not about me not having a job and now having a job. Me not being married before and now being married. No, it's
physical things you can see.
Exactly. It's not about that alone. It's about that transformation from the inner mind.
Yeah.
Seeing the world differently. Having a new character, a new image. Coming to know God and that is the reason why I talk about the fruits of the Spirit all the time, because all these things changed my life. Because as I began to draw out this journey, and I'll say I need to be in love more. I need to be patient more. I need to be gentle more. I need to name it. I need to be faithful more. I need to exercise self-control more. And then I look at all these things. They are the fruits of the Spirit coming. And these are the things that begin to transform me, right? So I was yearning for all these things. I wanted to see a change in my life overall, not just, I want a job. No. But in my personality and the kind of person that I am, as a child of God, because I am a Christian, and as a child of God, I wanted to be more, like you would say, be more. I wanted to be more, and then, because I yearned for it, I started running after that transformation. But because transformation itself realized that somebody wants me, and then it started running after me. So it's, so we choose it first. And then when it sees that we have chosen transformation, then transformation itself will begin to run after us. And I will give you an example. People will say that, oh, I've been praying to God to be I want to be very patient. And then all the time I see all these people just annoying me, doing these things. And people will say, do you think that patience is just a word? It's not just a word. If you want to really, really have that virtue, it means that things will come your way. It will happen. It's life. It's like, natural. Things will start coming your way that will require you to be patient.
Yep.
So whether you're going to pass, or maybe I should not use the word pass, whether you're going to be sensitive.
Yeah. To eat.
To eat. It's one thing, right? Or you're going to see it as, why are people doing this to me? Or maybe you're going to be sensitive and be like, okay, this is an opportunity for me to exercise the virtue that I really, really want to have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And then, so when those things are happening to you, that is transformation chasing you.
Yeah. Wow.
When those things are happening, when those situations, occurrences, when they come flaring up before you, and you need to react to it with that thing that you seek. Maybe it's gentleness that you seek, and you need to react, and somebody sees you and the person just behave anyhow, blah, blah, blah. And then you are like, okay, that means that thing is chasing, transformation is chasing you and is giving you the opportunity to grow. So that's the way
it happened to me. You are so right. I remember there was a job that I was doing at one point in time, and on that job I had this boss that was just like, she just didn't like me. I didn't know why, but she would give me the hardest jobs to do. She would just make my life difficult, so that when I'm going to work, when your heart is beating, you don't know what to expect when you get there. That was the kind of person. Like, if I see her, I almost feel like I'm going to faint because I don't know what she's going to come up with. I was so scared whenever I saw her. And I remember at one point I was just tired. I told God, I said, God, I'm done. I need another job. I don't want to do this job anymore. I'm fed up. And he said to me, no, you are not. You prayed for this job and I gave you this job. And you are going to sit here and you're going to learn whatever you need to learn. And I said, God, don't understand. She's treating me like, he said, it doesn't matter. You asked for the job. You are going to learn on the job. So he said to me, and I said, God, he said, because if you don't learn on the job, guess what? He said, if I take you from this job and I take you to another job, you are going to have to repeat the exam. That was how he put it to me. If you don't learn here, you're going to have to repeat the class so that you can pass the class. And I was like, wow. So I didn't have a choice. So I had to sit there and stay on. And was it easy? It was hard. But what I didn't realize was that that lady helped me to develop patience. A level that I think it was 3 or 4 years after that. I needed those lessons that I developed. Some very difficult set of people that I could not escape from.
You see.
This one I could not escape from them, but because I had developed that level of patience, that God had taken me, because now I began to just ask God to help me through that season. And as I didn't realize that He was doing a work in me. I was growing, I was changing. There was just like the butterfly, the transformation was going on in there. I didn't even know it was happening. It was happening. I was like, what is this? And then also another thing that now scared me was that I now became, so I began to, God said, begin to pray for us. I began to pray for her. And of course, when you're praying for someone, your heart gets softened towards them.
Exactly.
And God works on that person as well.
That's
so I think it was a year or 2 years later. One day she came to me and said, Olu, can you pray for me?
Wow.
And I looked at her like, even she saw the look. And I remember God saying to me, if you had done what you wanted to do, if you had even left, or if you had behaved in a different way, would you have had this opportunity? And then we became close after that. She knew that I could pray for her, would pray with her and everything for the stuff that she was going through. Why am I sharing that? Sometimes we don't even realize the power of the transformation on us and even on other people. But that taught me a life lesson.
A life lesson.
It was a life lesson. Just to confirm what you're saying, truly.
Exactly.
Transformation is happening inside, but you don't want it. And
you don't want it.
Outside transformation. But it has to
Exactly.
happen inside
He has
first.
to have permanent insight first. He has to. And that is the reason why I began talking about love. Let love
Yeah.
transform you. All these things, they are all transformation. It's
Mm.
sometimes even when we don't have, there are some things that we pray for in the physical that we want to have, but we don't have what is required on the
To
inside
sustain them.
to sustain them, right? See, if I
Mm.
begin to tell you one on one the lessons I've learned and where God has brought me now, where I am now, the things that I'm doing,
Mm.
I needed to go through what I went through.
Been through.
I tell you, oh no, I tell you, I needed it, because I learned so much, you know.
Mm.
So name it, how to relate with people, how to manage my finances, because there's some kind of financial blessing that God will give you if He has not trained you.
You mismanage it.
You mismanage it. I
Even when
tell
you already
you,
know, so it won't give you.
it won't give you. First train you because it will
Mm.
take you through a journey of not having anything where you will take pen. My husband will always laugh at me that if a year and pen, I will take pen and paper,
And
budget.
be budgeting.
I will write. Hey, I will write
Mm.
everything down. Five onions. I will write everything, and I became so accountable,
People.
financially accountable that every single thing I don't just spend
Mm.
anyhow, and I had to go through all that and all other lessons as well, and these things
Mm.
are important, but we can never know them if we are not sensitive or if we do not really want that transformation. We really have to want it. We
Mm.
have to, yeah.
Mm. Mm. Wow. So, do you think transformation and intentionality? Do they have anything? Do they have any link? Do you think one influences the other?
Oh, of course, because like I said, I think, and I get that was the last statement I made, that you really want, if you, transformation cannot happen unless we really
You
want it.
really want it. That's true. That's
And
true.
when you really want something, you'll be very intentional.
Yeah.
See, um, good intentions are not good enough.
Tell us about it.
That's the truth. It's not enough to say, oh, you know what, I'm going to do this tomorrow. And you're not even prepared for it. It's not enough to say, you know what, I'm going to wake up 5 a.m. tomorrow and then you go to bed at 3. And even when you
It's
go
not
to
going to
bed,
happen.
and then you do not even put on, switch on put on the
Alarm.
alarm or something, however you want to say it. You get what I'm saying, right? So, or you've said to yourself that, you know what, I want to study medicine. I would say this to my children that, where you see yourself in the future will determine
What you do, even
what you
what we
do
do right
now.
now. Yeah.
What you do right now, right? I said, is it possible for someone that wants to study medicine or maybe engineering to go to art class? I said, it's not possible. I said, so everything that you do, you tailor your behavior, your attitude, your
Everything.
mindset, to that place. If you want to be a lawyer, you begin to tailor. There's some things you begin to learn, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to art class, I'm going to study law. There are some decisions that you make before that actual thing that you are
It's not like you
of,
wait till that last minute and then you start to
and then
choose.
you start, right? So intentionality, and they are so linked. Without intentionality, we can never be transformed. It's not possible, because intentionality is the willpower for transformation. It is the willpower. It is the power behind transformation, because you really need to have it. You really want it. That's what I wanted to say. You really want to want that transformation. You want to have that transformation, and then you do everything in your power. Even when you are distracted, you are focused. Even when things are happening, you get up again, you start going. It is that intentionality that makes you to say, you know what, even if I lose now, if I fail, I will look back and ask myself what caused it. And then I will,
retrace my steps.
Retrace myself, plan again, redirect my whatever, and then try to then I keep going. what makes you do that? Intentionality. Because it is the willpower behind that transformation. Because you really
I love that willpower you keep emphasizing.
It is.
It's the willpower behind.
It is. Yeah. It is. And that is why you see people say, they just want it by all means. And then they just go for it. They are so intentional, that this, I'm doing it. And then when you see them having results, someone will start saying, how did this person do it? I've been trying. Okay, let me give you a very good example. And I don't mean it in a bad way. Trust me. It's because we are sharing and we want everybody to learn, right? Okay, so when I came here, and I think I've written about it, and you must have read it on my page on Facebook. I was looking for the kind of job that I wanted to do, and I was aware that I didn't have the working knowledge of French, so I was looking for jobs in with an international organization, right? And so I wasn't looking at local jobs. And but I took up many jobs along the way, cleaning, making air, doing this and that, but I didn't lose focus.
You knew where you were going.
I did not. Sometimes I will go to somebody's house, clean, I will come back, I will start applying for jobs. One day my friend said, "For you, are you telling people that you used to clean?" I said, "But I cleaned now."
That's your story now.
I said I cleaned. I did it, that's the truth. I can't lie, So I said, and I didn't lose focus of that goal, because, and this is one thing about transformation again, you think about it. So I was not deceiving myself and saying that, oh, you know what, I have the working knowledge of French, I can work locally. No, I was not deceiving myself. Even though I was going to school, I was learning, I know that the kind of working knowledge that I need is never going to be enough. And I need
to work in French.
Exactly, to work, it's, so I just target the international organizations. And where I'm working now, I've had that dream of working there since I was very young. And that was the reason why I studied international relations, to start with. And so I kept pushing and I kept applying. And after about over 6 years of applying, because I started applying when I met my husband, because he said to me at that time that we'll be moving back here, because I met him in the UK. He came to study, and he said after his studies we'll be moving back. So I started applying then.
Wow.
And so when we moved back, I continued until I got the job in 2016.
Wow.
So I applied. I met my husband in 2008. I got the job in 2008. We moved. Wow. I moved here in 2015. In 2013, I met in 2008. I moved here with the children 2013. I got my job in 2016. So count the number of years that I applied for. I didn't give up. I just kept on. And that is one thing about what you want. Whatever thing you want, you have to desire it
for it.
And you have to keep pressing. You don't give up. You just continue. Unless if you do not see it.
Yeah, because you can't chase what you don't see.
But if you see it and you do me, I was already seeing myself carrying laptop.
You had seen it already before you even got it.
Already. I've seen
you
myself.
You have to visualize it. You have to be able to see it.
I've seen myself already carrying, walking, doing this, I've seen myself, already. Yeah. So, and I knew that it was going to happen. I didn't know when, but I kept pressing, and then it happened. So one day, about 2 years ago, someone asked me, "Oh, where do you work?" Blah blah blah. I said, "Oh, I work in social place." "Oh, I didn't know." I thought, "How did you do it?" Because when I came, I tried. I did this. I said, "Oh, how long did you apply for?" She said, "Oh, I applied for so long. I applied for 6 months." Then she said, "What about?" Then I kept quiet. I always love to keep quiet so that I won't be like I'm bragging. Then she said, "Well, how long did you apply for?" And I said, around 6 years. She just screamed. She said, "What?" Like I said, "Yes." So what is that thing that you want? And what are you doing to have it? Have you given up? You can't give up. Yeah. You can't give up. You have to keep pressing. You have to keep pressing. You have to keep learning, keep seeking for knowledge, for understanding, for wisdom. What should I do next? What else should I will call people? Look at my profile. Am I writing it very well? Is everything okay? But when I got in there, I saw the reason why it will take so long. Because there are some things that they will ask for that you may not have because you are coming from outside. So automatically you are being screened out. Automatically. Wow. So if I begin to tell you the journey, you will know that it was a miracle.
That you go in.
Oh God, it was a big miracle. And I knew from the beginning that it can happen.
Yeah.
It can, and yeah. So what I wanted to say is that we can't relent in the things that we really want. So intentionality and transformation. Be it the kind of transformation that will lead you to living a good life in terms of comfort, material things, wealth. Be it health-wise. Be it, in your inner mind, whatever it is. You have to be intentional. If you want to become someone that is faithful, do you know what it takes to be faithful? Of course, the power has been given unto us.
Yeah.
But we have to activate it from the inside. We know what it takes to, in this world that we live in, the things that happens every day, the kind of distractions, the kind of temptations that we are faced with day in, day out, right? Yeah. It is only intentionalized that will make you say, you know what? No, I desire to be faithful. I'm going to be faithful. Not in terms of marriage alone, but in terms of other things. Be faithful to your children. Be faithful to your friend. Loyalty. You get what I'm saying? So all these things. So whatever you want. So all these things that we are sharing, they are principles that we can fit into whatever thing that you are looking to transform. Whatever it is that you want, whatever area you want to see transformation, you can fit them in. Yeah.
Wow. And I think you've actually started sharing some of the 5 points. So just go ahead. Because we said 5 awesome ways. Please go ahead. Started sharing already. Go ahead.
Yes, I share. I think for me, the first thing is 5 awesome ways to be intentional about your transformation. I think for me, the first thing that I think of every day that makes me intentional about my transformation is the purpose that God has called me to fulfill. It's purpose.
Wow.
Purpose. Why am I here? Every time you remember the reason why you are here on earth, to fulfill a purpose, there is a reason. Who am I? Am I who am I? Am I that person the person that God has called me to be? Am I? And then purpose is a journey. It's not something that, in fact, some people are already dead and, but they did mighty and great things. And if they lived well, they could have done more, right? So the first thing that should make us intentional is purpose.
Yeah.
Am I just here to just waste space? I'm not here to waste space. I'm here to make an impact. I'm here to touch a life. I'm here to build nations. And because I know that I'm here to build nations, I'm intentional about the things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
When God calls me and gives me an assignment, I'm intentional about it because I know that there is a purpose in that thing. So the first thing for me is,
I love that.
Yeah, thinking about our purpose is very important. The second thing is the expected end.
Wow.
It was when I was going through that journey that God reminded me of the scripture. I know the thoughts I have towards you. In Jeremiah, they are thoughts of peace and not of evil, to bring you to an expected end. God said to me, Feyikemi, it is your expected end. It is not mine. It is yours. So what do you want? I'm asking you, Okay, Father, this is what I want. Then go for it. Oh, but then I'm trying to go for it, but then there are others on my way or in my way. There are things that are blocking me, and then I'm experiencing this. Oh, I've given you everything to navigate them. Pass through them. So what makes us intentional is when we think about where we are going. And that was why I shared that example, because I knew what I wanted. I conceived a dream when I was very young. And then I saw myself in a land where that dream can happen. I saw myself in a land. I conceived a dream years ago. Then I now saw myself in a land where that thing can come to pass for me. And then I will now be looking and sitting down. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
I gave it everything. It's gonna happen. So when you think about your expected end, when we think about our expected end, then we will be intentional. So first, think about the purpose. What am I here to fulfill? Then think about the expected end. There's something that you expect. When we start every journey, there is a reason. There's something that we expect at the end of that. Even when you're going to greet, let's say, your father in the village, there is a reason. You go, you come back. Do you see the way you feel? You feel like something massive has happened to you, all because you went on that journey. That was the way you wanted to feel. And that was the reason why you embarked on that journey in the first place. You think about that expected end, to see my father, to make sure that he's doing well, to make sure that I go and I leave and he's refreshed, he's renewed, that he has sent me, and then I come back home too, and I feel so good and so well. It may be for other reasons too, but whatever the reasons are, there's something you expect at the end. There's a way you want to feel at the end. So when you think of that, then you become intentional. Until I achieve this, I am not stopping.
Yep.
As long as the things that I expected in, as long as it's not selfish.
Yes.
As long as it's not selfish, right? And then we keep going. And then before we know it, we achieve it. Then number 3, the expected end. Yeah. Our purpose, the expected end.
That's deep.
I didn't want to call it results. It is the expected end, right?
I love it.
What do I expect at the end of this, right? And then number 3 is we have to be intentional. What makes us intentional about our transformation is when we think about the lives that we have been destined to impact. That should make us intentional.
Just thinking of those lives is enough.
Sometimes, as a mother, when you think about the future of your children, you'll be intentional about parenting.
Yes.
That is an example. So all these things, they are principles. So let us begin to fit them in.
Yeah.
Right? So we have to be intentional, thinking about the lives that we are called to impact. I've seen just changing my life. I've seen how embracing the fruit of the Spirit has changed the life of those people around me. I can tell you that. It's something that and I'm not there yet, but I yearn for it. Father, teach me to be patient. Teach me to be gentle. Teach me to have self-control. Teach me to love like you love me. Right? Irrespective of who that person is or what that person has done. Teach me, oh Lord. Right? And then I see what it is doing to the people that surround me. Because I'm sharing that with them in my attitude, in my words. I see them too screaming it to other people. This era, this dispensation that we are in is a dispensation of love.
Yeah.
It's a dispensation of gentleness. It's a dispensation of self-control.
So it's rubbing off on other people as well. Yeah.
As well. Rubbing off on other people as well. Right? So when we think about the goodness that our transformation is going to birth in other people, the revival that it's going to cause other people, And then we will be intentional about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
And then the fourth one, I would say, is another way to be intentional is seeking knowledge, seeking wisdom. Have an inner circle.
Yeah.
You know, seek mentorship, seek coaching, seek counseling.
Yeah.
Because nobody can be an island.
Yeah.
Nobody can be an island. Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Seek counsel, talk to people, read books.
So powerful.
Read books. So you have to be intentional that way about your transformation. Reading books.
It's not just going to happen. Because I think sometimes people think it's just going to happen. It's just going to jump on.
No. We read books. We seek knowledge. We seek knowledge. We seek wisdom. We seek mentorship. We seek coaching, counseling. Yeah. We can even be in a group where, we share about that particular subject matter that you want to, you're looking for transformation on, right? Yeah. Like I said, that when I was looking for a job, I'll be like, okay, can you help me look at my PHP? Maybe there's something that I need to, my profile, my CV. Yeah. Maybe there's something I need to do. I need to add. You get what I'm saying? Look at it, So you can't be an island. There's nothing you're going to achieve by yourself. You need people. You need people. So you have to be intentional about your transformation by being close to people that will support and help you, cheer you on. People that you can be accountable to, like accountability partner and all this. I was telling someone the other day that I have an auntie here that I'm actively nurturing my relationship with. Like I go all the way to nurture that relationship.
Because you need it.
Oh, I need it. And let me tell you, not because of money, or never. But she's just too good. There are some people that you say that they are people that cannot put God to shame.
Yeah.
That I trust God for her so much like that.
Wow.
She's someone I can leave my children with. Right? So, and I'm actively nurturing, and I learn so much from her. And she's older than me. She's better than me in all ways, and I'm learning so much from her. You get what I'm saying? And you won't see her coming online sharing anything. No, she's that quiet person, but impacting lives more than ways that you can imagine. So be smart to recognize that and gum yourself or glue yourself to that person and learn. Yes, and learn. And read books. That one is important.
Oh, that you can't even emphasize that one. Like that books, no.
I want to say it again. Read it, because books are one thing I've seen about books. They are inspiration. They are inspiration, and what they can do. I read the 4 Agreements, and it changed my life. And it was that time that I was seeking transformation. The 4 Agreements. I pasted it on my. I was walking. I'll be looking at it. The first agreement, the second. And I can't even pronounce the name of the person who wrote it.
But the book changed your life.
It did a lot in my life.
Book, that is it.
Right?
Yeah.
And the 5th, another way to be intentional about our transformation is to be grateful.
Oh, one of my favorites, to be grateful.
We have to be grateful for the little steps that we take every day, and the little victories, the little wins. Sometimes when we are seeking transformation, or when we are on the journey of this transformation, there are sometimes that we experience a lot of setbacks. And they can discourage us. You know what helps us? Do you know what keeps us moving forward? It is that gratitude.
That gratitude.
Or how far we have come.
Yeah.
In my language, there's this proverb that when you can think deeply,
you know how to thank God.
No, you be grateful. So when you remember where you are, so sometimes when some things happen, I'll be like, and I know where I am. I know where I'm coming from, and I know where I am.
And he also keeps you humble.
It keeps you humble,
when you want to, when you want to think, oh, I look even in the word of God, when Esther forgot where she came from and she wanted to start getting excited, Mordecai said, in case you did not, you don't remember, please go and tell her. Don't think that, to remind her that you are in the palace but you're not safe. Because you came from somewhere. And so those people that God asks you to go and represent, if you refuse, you think you forgot about them. You will not be saved. So sometimes God uses gratitude also to remember, I might be here today. I might have done all this today. But guess what? God brought me from somewhere. He took me to a process so that sometimes maybe I can also think, and who can I also bring?
Exactly.
Who can I also help? So it humbles us when we think of where we are going. Gratitude is so powerful.
It's so powerful. It's so powerful. I've come this far. Who am I? I've come this far.
Just like for God, where would I even be here?
Esther is a perfect example, because there was an assignment and God needed someone, to fulfill that assignment. And God knew that Esther cannot fulfill that assignment as a maid or as just anybody, but as a queen. And he wanted to forget that. And Mordecai quickly reminded her, oh girl, remember, So gratitude is one of the ways that we can be intentional. So, and how does that help? Like I said, when we suffer setbacks or when things are not going the way we want, and we remember where we're coming from and where we are at that moment, the little victories that we've had, the steps that how far we have come, and then we feel like, oh my God, this is me. Where was I? Then we keep at it. We keep at it, right? So it helps us to be intentional. And those are my 5.
Ooh, those are 5 hot points. So that you're, thinking about your purpose, which is like the biggest one, the expected end. Thinking about the lives that you are called to impact. I love the way you aligned it to parenting. When we think about the future of the children, your mind will be reset to think, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing?
What am I doing?
Like, I need to be doing a work here. This is what I'm called to do. I love the way you spoke about seeking knowledge. It's so key. I often call it growth relationships. Seek knowledge anywhere you are. Mentoring. People that will help you to get up there. People that will help you to grow. Read books. Just anyway. Just seek that, inner circles. So powerful. And then number 5 is be grateful. That's a great. In fact, I think we were in alignment because actually the book Intentionality a Game Changer, my very last growth practice is gratitude. Intentional about gratitude. So when I heard you, I'm like,
gratitude. We have to be grateful. It's so important.
It's so important.
Wow.
Thank you so much. You've shared so many nuggets in this podcast.
So
what would your last words be? Let's ask somebody listening, somebody watching, and they're thinking, I've just started my journey of transformation. How can I look forward to the future? Just last words.
I think for me it would be take one step at a time.
Oh, I love that.
What I said to the teenagers and the youth at the youth talks, I said this to them, that leadership is a step by step.
I read that actually. Yes, I read that on the youth talks.
It's a day by day and a step by day. Sometimes we want to start. It's like people want to start business today and they want to start seeing money today. It doesn't work that way. It's a process. See the way God created heaven and earth. Process. First day, second day, third day is a process. So calm down. No, it's the truth. I'm learning. I will talk to myself. Say, Feyikemi, take it easy.
Calm down.
Right? People will hear us talking and they will think that we know it all or that that we are there. No, we are not there. You'll be surprised that I will do something tomorrow. I'll be like, Feyikemi, actually you just spoke yesterday. Calm down now. Right? So it's a process. People should just try to like calm down, take it a day at a time. Don't be too hard on yourself,
Yeah.
you know. But at the same time, don't give up on the things. Don't neglect the things that you're supposed to be doing to see that transformation. Don't neglect them. Yeah. Even when you suffer setbacks or something, don't neglect them. Keep at it. At the same time, be calm. And wait. When you're supposed to wait, wait.
Wait.
When you're supposed to run, run. When you're supposed to work, work. Understand the season that you are in, you know.
Yeah.
Every time. One of the scriptures that I love a lot, I love so much, are the steps of the righteous, that they are ordered by God.
Good.
That means that God expects us to have steps.
No jumps. I shared that the other day. God doesn't order our jumps, just doesn't order our runs. It's our steps. We must take steps.
So we must take steps. And it says that the light of the righteous shines brighter and brighter. So it's from one level of to another. So if something is shining brighter and brighter, that means that it's not that the thing just
you don't arrive at the brightness the first day
at all. And these are the things, and this is the reason why we have to study the word, read, receive understanding. And the moment we begin to have all these things, honestly, not so much worry you. Yeah, not so much worry you. So
you know why? Because you can stay confident in God that is taking you one step at a time. You just enjoy it. Enjoy each of the times that is taking you.
Exactly.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That has been wonderful. I knew it was going to be. I was. You know when you're so expectant.
Yes, I'm happy.
I knew it was going to be yes.
I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm so happy.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much for having me. You know, I always say that I'm always very grateful because when people enable my voice to bless, so I'm always very grateful. You know, so I just want to say thank you again for bringing me on the platform.
You're most welcome. Before I let you go, one last thing, even I'm going to put it in the show notes. I want people to just hear how they can connect with you, because you have some phenomena, especially if you're a young person, you're a teenager, you're a young adult. So I just want you to just let us know quickly, and then IG, the Youth Hub.
Okay. Yeah. So my IG is at Feyikemi Official.
Very easy.
Yeah, very easy. At Feyikemi Official. And then you can also read about me at www.inspirationwithanna.com. And also you can check out if you're a parent and you want to look at what we do for your teenager or your youth, or your teenager, or your youth, young adults. You can check youtharts.org. So
and it's phenomenal. I was looking at it before we came, and I'm like, wow, this is good.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
With leadership, that is so powerful.
Yes.
If we can catch them young, it makes the work easier.
It does. It makes it easier. Yeah. Thank you so much
once again. Okay, viewers, I will see you again next week. I would speak to you next week. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.